What's up, Big 12 Nation? New countdown music for one thing is what's up. But hey, it's Tuesday night in America. That can mean only one thing. It's time for another edition of your favorite YouTube-centric Big 12 football-themed show. That's right. It is the one. It is the only. It is the biggest 12 with me, your host, Clint Foster. Wherever you are, thanks so much for making us a part of your Tuesday night. Boy, howdy, do we have a fun show for you tonight, because as the Aristocats so expertly claimed back in the 70s, late 60s, everybody wants to be a cat. And tonight we're going to be determining which cat in the Big 12 is the best cat. We're not talking about football. We're not talking about athletic acumen necessarily, just which cat is best. And we got experts up and down from wall to wall, okay, to really debate this topic and get to the bottom of it. Before we do that, I need something from you. That's right. I need you to subscribe to the show at Big 12 VOCFB. There it is right there. Please subscribe. Like, if you're on Twitter, watch the show. Hop on over to YouTube. It ain't going to hurt you. Okay? Hit that little subscribe button. Hit the bell. Hit the like. You know what to do. It's the polite thing to do. We're trying to grow this show. Okay? So be a good American and do it. And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and follow my personal YouTube channel at Clint Foster Comedy. That's where you're going to see that documentary feature that I'm working on whenever it gets done in August. So make sure you're subscribed there and follow me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55 as my barn cat begs to be let outside. I'll go ahead and do that really quick. Get on out of here. All right. Moving right along. Catch the Big 12 on your favorite audio platform. The Biggest 12 Live. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Amazon. You name it, we're there. Make us a part of your commute. And be sure that you're tuning into The College Football Show with Mark Rogers, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That's the boss man. He's the godfather of this whole thing. You got to check him out. So, without further ado, I'll begin welcoming in our experts, okay? And in no particular order. We're going to hear from each of them. So the way this is going to work, each one of our representatives from our Big 12 cat-friendly institutions are going to have a maximum of 5 minutes to extol the virtues of their specific cat, why their cat mascot is the best mascot and none other can hold a candle to it. After that is all done, and we've had some time for rebuttals, we're going to have a medical expert, okay, a big cat expert, or at least a small cat expert, come in and objectively tell us from a third-person point of view which cat truly is the best. We're going to settle this debate once and for all. It's the debate that you didn't know you needed to have, all right? But we're going to do it here today. So, to get things started off, we're going to head on over to the Wild West, to Utah. Okay, you know him, you love him. He's been on the show before. He's a friend of the show. Hopefully you're watching his show as well. He's the Stormin' Mormon. Look out below, drop some LDS. It's the Bomber, ladies and gentlemen. Bomber, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. I love these visual aids and, and those presentations that you like us to do. So thanks for inviting me, Clint.
Perfect. I'm glad you could be here. So, Bomber, please tell us why a Utah BYU mountain lion is the best cat.
All right, I got a better picture. Can you take the picture that I've shared up and put it
over?
Yes,
I see here. Yes, okay, very good.
Hey, so first of all, just as I go through these specs, just imagine this mamma jamma coming down the hill at you, which is something that they do quite often. I'm just going to go through some details. I got these off Grok, so I'm not stealing anybody's thunder on where the details are coming from. But let's just talk about a few things here. They're ambush predators, and they're the largest predator outside of the bear family in North America. Full-grown male weighs up to 220 pounds. So just imagine your average male in America is maybe 180 to 200 pounds. Add 20 or 30 pounds to that weight, and just imagine it jumping on you at speed. They range huge areas, so they go all over 100 square miles. They cover, and that's where they range all year round. Some have been known to migrate up to thousands of miles up and down the Wasatch and Rocky Mountain Range. Let's see, North American attacks. There's not a ton of them, about 20 in the last 100 years, but in those 20, all of them were dead victims on the initial assault. They didn't die in the hospital. So they were essentially gored right there on the field. So I'm not sure you want to have this guy come at you and then tackle you as BYU football did a little bit this last year.
You know, say
They have extreme primal instinct. They're always on the hunt. They're not looking to defend territory. They will attack, if not attacked on their own. And last but not least, they have been in the Utah range, which is where we're at right now, for thousands of years. So this is somebody that comes to play, stays once they're there, and then keeps what it kills. And as far as I'm concerned, that represents BYU athletics in a lot of ways.
Man, that's going to be tough to beat. That's going to be very tough to beat. I'm going to be honest with you, Bomber. That's a ferocious cat, certainly very fearsome. Well, as you know, there's more than just one cougar in the Big 12. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so it's worth mentioning. And because my Houston guests unfortunately flaked out on us, a champion has stepped up. Okay, a champion has decided to enter into this battle royale on behalf of Houston, if for no other reason to spite the Purple Cats that are also in consideration. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. He's warm, fudgy, and delicious, just like his namesake. Here he is. It's Brownie, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome him back in. How are you, Brownie?
Go Cougs.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Brownie, is there anything in your opinion that distinguishes a Houston Cougar, a Southeast Texas Cougar? I suppose that's actually, sorry, I guess that's the wrong image there. Here we go. This is a Southeast Texas Cougar. This is the original Shasta, actually. Is there anything that distinguishes a Texas Cougar from a Utah mountain lion, if you will?
So it's actually kind of weird because when you really look into it, a Texas cougar or mountain lion is actually slightly smaller than their Utah brethren. But if you go back through the history of Houston's mascots, especially the live mascots, a lot of these either came from Mexico, which are slightly even smaller cougars, or the state of Washington, which are actually close to what the Utah Cougars actually are as well. So it's also kind of interesting, and I would like to throw this fact out there, that Houston is the only one that has a live cat in the Big 12. So
that is true. Yes, that is true.
We should get a leg up if we're talking about real cats here. They're the ones with the only cat. But with that, like, I think they are on Shasta number 7 right now, and it's actually a brothers. Shasta 7 came over in 2022. They were found out in the wilderness in Washington State. Houston hadn't have like a live cougar for I think a little while, because Shasta 6 died in August of 22, and then they picked these guys up, I think, right after football season or something like that. And they were actually contemplating on not even having a live cougar again, like they did back in the late 1980s, because Shasta 6 came back in 2012. So they went from like 89 to 2012 without a live cougar. And then that's when they came up with Shasta, the mascot cougar kind of thing. And then the female cougs, they added
This
Sasha.
fella, yeah.
That fella. So they added like a female mascot for the female sports and stuff like that. But I just think that the history that it's the University of Houston, the Houston Veterinary Program at the university, and the Houston Zoo all try to take in all of these like orphaned cougars or like cougars that have medical problems, and they just kind of bring them up into the life of having fun and being part of University of Houston, where back in like the 1940s and 50s and 60s, it was totally a cash grab.
Mm-hmm.
But also, this is my favorite part, and I had to look this up very specifically for this. So if anybody remembers back in 2007, okay, Houston went to Oregon in Autzen Stadium. And Houston has the same tradition as Oregon, where you do push-ups after you score points. And apparently the Oregon Duck did not like that and went and pushed the Houston Cougar mascot down, which started like a ticky-tacky fight throughout the entire football game. And fun fact for you, underneath the Houston Cougars mascot costume was a Houston football player. And he tackled the duck. It was not like a, mascot on mascot crime. Like, no, we're talking like a 230-pound linebacker was in that suit and tackled the duck. And according to this incident report, the University of Oregon's mascot was suspended for their next game against Fresno State, and the individual student that was in the duck suit got kicked out of the university.
Wow. Hey,
so
that's why
don't
you don't
start
mess with
shit with the Cougs, man.
Don't mess with Texas. It's that simple, right? Yeah. A Texas Cougar's got that extra swagger, dare I say? Yeah,
The
extra.
swag.
Or drunken rage, possibly. Who
Yeah, even though they're technically imported from another state.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, it happens.
It just had that extra Washington fight in them.
Yeah,
didn't like Oregon even more.
To quote cross Canadian ragweed in The Boys from Oklahoma, them boys from Texas smuggle across the Rio and use that Mexican breed. Right there, you go. Okay, so anything else you want to put out there about Houston's Cougar versus BYU's Cougar? You feel good about your
Mine's
case?
alive.
Okay,
well,
okay.
Mine's an actual cat.
True. Yeah, I don't think yours has jumped through any fiery hoops recently, or done push-ups up.
I don't need theatrics to prove that mine's a killer.
That's true. All right, and yes, in the chat, everyone hates Oregon. All my homies hate Oregon. Okay, so bringing in our next expert. Okay, he may share the name of an Ole Miss tailgating venue, but this boy is all Big 12, and he's all Wildcats too. Folks, welcome in John Grove, ladies and gentlemen, for the Kansas State Wildcats. There he is. John, are we doing good?
Clint, I am doing just dandy. And after listening to several of these arguments, truly only Nathan presents a real challenge, a real thorn, if I'm being honest.
Well, actually, Nathan provided your Wildcat image, if I may go ahead and put this up. Brownie brought this one for you, so here you go. You talk about the Kansas State Wildcats. Is this an accurate photo that we can use for you?
I think that is very accurate.
I don't know what to make of that, quite frankly.
That is a European Wildcat.
Now that one, yeah, you'll see that one on the website, on the university website.
All right.
All
so
right.
extol the virtues of your Kansas Wildcat.
All righty. Well, just picture a bobcat moving through the tall grass prairie. All right. Muscles rippling beneath a coat of dappled fur that blends seamlessly with a sun-dappled earth. All right. It is a master of its domain, agile, and relentlessness, calculating every move with precision. All right. And much like the students and student athletes at K-State, the Bobcat doesn't merely adapt. All right, it thrives. All right, it faces the harshness of Kansas winters and the blistering heat of the summer with unyielding determination. He echoes the resilience found within every Wildcat who walks through the halls of K-State. And it's a deep connection, all right? It's profound than mere geography, all right? It's spiritual, a bond forged in shared identity and ambition. Willie the Wildcat, all right? He's the beloved mascot of K-State. He channels his ferocity and pride, but Bobcat's significance to K-State goes beyond symbolism. It speaks for legacy of stewardship, respect to the land, and on the other hand, for K-State, it's renowned for its programs in agriculture, environmental science, wildlife conservation, beg your pardon. It embodies the commitment to understanding and preserving the natural world. And the Bobcat, he's a native icon of the Kansas wilderness. He's a living testament to that commitment. He represents the delicate balance between power and preservation, just echoing K-State's mission to nurture intellect while respecting nature as well. And honestly, there's a clever poetry in that relationship as well. Just a silent nod to the unspoken understanding between predator and protector. And just as the bobcat roams free and remains elusive, so too does K-State when it comes to pushing boundaries while holding fast to its traditions. And to call the Kansas Bobcat the best is not merely to admire its power or beauty, it's to recognize the spirit that refuses to be conquered, a legacy of wilderness that mirrors the ambition and the pride of not just the university itself, but also in the state of Kansas. I'll leave it at that.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
I feel like this was your final thesis in order.
I was just gonna say, you can tell
like, holy crap.
You can tell the guy that works on the radio every time, right?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
folks, that is a journalism student right there.
Yes, it is.
Clint asked me to. It was last week when Clint asked me to hop on, and it wasn't the Bobcat itself, but I had literally the almost the exact same thing written for the actual mascot, Willie. This one right here. I had something written down for that, and then it was 2 days ago when I realized, oh, wait a minute, we're talking about actual cats. We're talking about actual cats here. But and it's golden eyes. You could just see the reflection of K-State's ugly past, the present, and the bright future. Just a lineage of champions and dreamers who are like Bobcats. They're always hungry, they're always fierce, and they're always gosh dang wild.
Well, and I will remind you, John, of one of your exact messages back to me whenever I was bringing up this topic to you. You said, I'll take it a step further. Why is Willie the sexiest mascot in the country?
Oh, come on. I mean, if we want to push the boundaries, I'm more than welcome to open that as well. It's up to you guys. Goodness gracious.
I think Cosmo still wins that.
I don't even know now. Are we getting into this, Clint?
Go ahead. I mean, we're waiting for our Arizona and Cincinnati brethren, so we might as well. Yeah.
I'll tell you guys what. Your guys' mascots are bouncing around in fluffy costumes, grinning like he's at a kid's party. Meanwhile, Willie's out here with a chiseled physique. He's throwing up the KSU hand sign right here, Wildcat hand sign. K-State admitted at first, Arizona didn't. All right, Willie just comes in with a whole lot more swag. All right,
that actually probably is the closest thing to Willie's physique.
Not
thick Willie right now, right?
We actually do have a thick Willie.
Willie makes the dad bod guys proud.
We actually do have a thick Willie. He actually attended the K-State Campbackers Tour, which is a tour like around the state of Kansas where they say hi to the alums. And they brought kind of the thickest guy out, and he was dressed up in Willie. And he also had jeans on, so pretty much represented the state of Kansas pretty profoundly. But all right, keep on going here. Your mascot's running around with no identity, just another faceless costume in the crowd. Willie's a legend, okay? He's on T-shirts, he's on posters, and the memories of every Wildcat fan screams his name.
If we're speaking about legendary of Willie, don't forget Willie also tackled a little kid at a birthday party.
He didn't tackle him. He accidentally kicked him behind the back with his foot. All right, that was accidental. He was doing his KSU.
Sure, plausible deniability.
The kid got too close. He should have known his boundaries. Just like
Billy should have watched his extremities.
I know.
Well, John, if I may, my ringer is in the waiting room right now, who's going to make the ultimate decision about whose cat is going to come out on top. So I'm going to go ahead and, on behalf of Arizona and Cincinnati, briefly introduce their cats as well. So we talked about a Kansas Wildcat. There is, of course, also an Arizona Wildcat, a Wildcat who makes his home in the desert, the most inhospitable environment in America, dare I say. Down there near Death Valley, not a lot of water, not a lot of life, really, and this Wildcat finds a way to thrive. Probably a lot better than Arizona football will for the future in the Big 12, right? Here he is. He's chilling on top of a saguaro cactus. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we do also, we have an honorary inclusion of Cincinnati, which is not actually a cat at all, right? The Bearcats, and you can make of a Bearcat what you will. Most Cincinnati fans will claim the binturong, okay? So the binturong is an animal from Indonesia that if you watch Zaboomafoo as a child, apparently smells like popcorn. This is an arboreal creature who is, by all accounts, very friendly and not all that ferocious, although this picture is a fair bit frightening. But all that to say, there is one now among us who knows the truth, okay? One who spends every waking moment among the animal kingdom. It is none other than my home's personal veterinarian. That's right, it's Dr. Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Dr. Brown, thank you so much for being here tonight to help us solve this debate. How are you this evening? You can unmute yourself on there.
Oh,
Oh, there we are.
There you go.
hey,
Hey.
All right. I'm doing well. This is an interesting topic of conversation. As
It really is.
A Big 12 grad, it's kind of fun to jump in and have an opinion on these different mascots that my team will compete against. You're wrong.
So tell the folks where you went to school.
I went to school at Oklahoma State. So I am a Pistol Pete human mascot. Only
love
one
it.
based off a true person.
Yes.
Coming with the fire.
So there is my background. But so
Well,
we have
Yeah, in your
Houston?
opinion, yes, Houston Cougar, BYU Cougar, Kansas State Wildcat, Arizona Wildcat, and Cincinnati Bearcat. Which is the ultimate cat?
Well, I will say most ferocious. I will pretty well exclude the Bearcat right off the bat. Not the true cat. Unique animal, not a cat, not ferocious. So I'll exclude the Bearcat. Then
It's
we come
cat
down
adjacent.
to Wildcat versus Cougar. I will say Cougar is probably the more elusive predator, larger, more feared. Travels large areas as a cat, whereas our Wildcats are a little more similar to Bobcats, a lot higher in numbers, not as elusive as a predator. So that's going to move me into Cougars. So now we've got Houston versus Utah.
Okay. The
I've never
tournament
been
is
to
taking its
Utah.
course.
I've never been to Utah. However, I've been through Houston, and I haven't seen many mountains or cougars. So I'm thinking that one may be a fictional character.
Boo.
So I'm probably going to move into Utah, where the mountainous region where I might actually find a cougar and be a little scared.
We actually had one in my neighborhood a couple years ago, just right across the street.
Well, there you go. And there you have it, folks. The official truth of the matter. The BYU Cougars are the best cats, according to a medical professional. Dr. Brown, I cannot thank you enough.
You're very welcome.
And I thought that we shared something with the last name and everything. But nope. I guess my Venmo payment didn't go through, huh?
Not today. Not today. Maybe next time.
Well, I'll let you go, Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown's actually cleaning my dog's teeth tomorrow, so.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll see you
All
bright and
right.
early in the morning.
Yes, bright and early in the morning. Thank you so much, Dr. Brown.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
You as
You
well.
too.
Very good. Very good.
So there you have it. BYU Cougars, and that's tough to argue with. But do y'all have any rebuttals to the points that she made?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, Cosmo's pretty badass, but it's still the only one that has a live cougar. Just saying.
That's true. That's
Well,
true.
I gotta say that the bobcat, they face more natural predators than cougars. All right, they have evolved to be more incredibly elusive when it comes to survival skills. All right, you got the camouflage coat and the nocturnal effect. All those habits, it helps them evade threats such as mountainous cougars as well. But
Well, true, but
Yeah.
is it more impressive to occasionally be the prey or be the apex predator?
why not both?
Yeah, well, you got me there. You got me there. Okay, well, since we have solved the debate, and my man Caden is chomping at the bit in the chat to say some things to you, Brownie. Let me share this link with him, and we will finish up with a quick word from Caden here. There you go. Have at it, kiddo. Bomber specifically, I think he wanted to talk to you. So
Okay. All right.
extol the virtues and values of the Big 12 from an Ohio State fan, as he has been apt to do.
I like Caden a lot. He's very entertaining.
Yes. But just one more time. I gotta.
Oh,
that blows me away.
See,
You
that
need
should
to
have been
take
an
that-
auto win.
You need to take that picture and then have Grok pencil in a cigarette or two, and that is the best of all of them, I think.
those
There
are
you
those are the tightest overalls I've ever seen.
Yeah, true. All right, Caden, you got things to say, brother. Go ahead and say them.
I was gonna let you do an introduction for me, Clint.
Oh well.
Too late.
Apologize.
Welcome.
I guess no
aboard.
introduction is needed required.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
How are we doing tonight, gentlemen? And first of all, a 9-time national championship fan is in the house tonight.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Good
Now
year.
let's not debate about who's the best cat in the Big 12, but let's discuss about who is the next contender for a national championship in the Big 12.
Oh,
And let's just talk about it. First of all, Clint, thank you once again for having me on the Biggest 12 with your favorite host, Clint Foster, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Shout out to the man.
No, thank you, sir.
That was my respect. Let's see, Kansas State University, John. Possible
What's up?
contenders for a national championship, buddy. How do you feel about possibly OSU versus K-State rematch in a national championship? How do you feel about that?
we're
Get the
gonna call it
K-State
the Will-
Wildcats.
We're gonna call it the Will Howard legacy game. All right. Winner gets to keep Will Howard. It's gonna be an absolute blast. I never traveled out east to the state of Ohio or anywhere east for that matter. I've only gone as east as Missouri, so I always want to go out there. Should be a lot of fun. But it's looking at this K-State squad coming back. I mean, a lot of coaching staff changes lately. With the offensive line coach Connor Riley officially going to the Dallas Cowboys. Matt Wells will now be the offensive coordinator, and he has been the main guy for Avery Johnson lately. K-State also returns several of its key wide receivers and a lot of its tight ends as well, who has been essentially the wide receiving room at this point. So it should be very fun. It should be very interesting to see how Avery Johnson will develop. And I'm just very intrigued to know how Matt Wells is able to expand on the playbook as well.
Well, let me also point this out to you, John, that K-State is one of my Caden the Man playoff contenders for a national championship.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
And
how
in my recent contenders, I have Arizona State, Iowa State, and actually Kansas State, along with possible contenders being TCU, BYU, and also Brownie, what's your team? I forgot. Sorry.
Iowa State. You already said my team.
You said it so
My
sad.
team was one of the first
Iowa
teams. So
Iowa State.
But West Virginia and let's be Arizona. I'm putting Arizona there out of respect for the Big 12 because and I don't know if y'all agree with me on this, but Mark Rogers is the most biased person to the Big 12. I have stated it before on my channel, and if y'all don't pay attention, that's fine. I get it, Clint. They can find me on my channel, but I have stated it before. Mark Rogers just as biased to the Big 12 as Paul Feinbaum is biased to the Big 10. I swear to you, gentlemen. And I feel like we have a common enemy, Mark Rogers.
calling him a
Hey,
shot.
you're so. I mean, yes, Mark has a Big 10 bias, but you're not going to get me to call him the enemy. I mean, he's allowed me to have a platform here on the Voice of College Football, so I'm not going to go that far.
Look, we're in an opinion business, though, Caden. Come on, everybody should have their rooting interest to be able to back them up. So I don't think there's a problem with it. If you come on my show and say I'm biased to the Big 12 and BYU, I'm going to say damn straight. I'm the one putting in the
There you
labor.
go.
So
Yeah.
Well, let
okay.
me just say this to you, Bob. I have the BYU Cougars in my contenders section of my chart
Okay.
here, right here next to me. I have it written down. It's called Key in the Man's Playoff Contenders chart, and it says within this year I have BYU, K-State, Arizona State, and Iowa State. being some possible contenders and maybe giving us a problem or two, but let's just see how that goes. And then obviously Cincinnati, Arizona, and West Virginia possibly in the next 2 to 3 years. Because let's be honest, some of the Big 12 is, well, not the Big 12, but the Big 10 is a little bit of a weak conference. And the SEC, well, they're half bits of garbage, can. And, well, the ACC still needs to work on who's, well, the main team, because Ohio State has clearly made the point that we're the only team in the Big 10 that actually has a very good roster. We need competition in the playoffs. We need Georgia. We need Miami, but also somebody from the Big 12 that has the gall and the guts to step up in the contendership race, because it is most important that we face a good team in the playoffs, because I don't want to be facing Notre Dame again. Boring. That's the new story we already heard already. Destroyed them. Get out of here. Throw them out of here. I want some new contenders for Ohio State. Come on now.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, that's all the show, frankly, that we have for you tonight. So, gentlemen, before I roll out the red carpet for y'all and allow y'all to go ahead and plug your stuff, I do want to let all of the people know that we are courting sponsors currently on the biggest 12 here. So get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the voice of college football. Let's discuss how you can also reach your target market. Check out the experience of one of our current partners posted on the screen. We're here to deliver for you. Contact us at sponsorships@vocfb.com today. That's sponsorships@vocfb, voice of college football.com. Gentlemen, tell the people where they can find you.
I'm going to let the first 3 gentlemen on this panel go first, out of respect for the fans of the Big 12.
I'll go. Sure. What the hell? Nathan Bomber Brown from the College Football Mafia Network. I got a full team that covers college football from the West to the East Coast. We have bias there, but we also do wall-to-wall coverage of all college football news and notes. So all the stuff that negotiations with the CFP that's going on right now. We cover realignment real heavy. Anything that has to do with the business of college football, and we do a little basketball here and there. That's what we cover on my channel. I got a team of 7 or 8 at this point that help. And we have shows all week long. So I appreciate you inviting me on, Clint. And I'm just waiting for one of these radio guys to give me an invite to come on their show. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll tell you what, Nathan. I'm definitely got you on my list.
Okay. All right.
Agreed.
I love it.
Brownie, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Hoosier Burner, or you can find me at Wide Right Natty Light Brownie on Blue Sky. Feel free to check out our website on SB Nation, Wide Right Natty Light. And we also have a Discord for all Big 12 fans that you can come and check out. We also have 1012 podcast out over there. So it's always fun. It's always exciting. And if you like watching Iowa State lose, you can go into one of our game threads, and it's an absolute blast.
Whoa. Hold on. Iowa State is not a bad team, Brownie. They just need to get a bigger push, which this year is going to be their bigger push. So don't be saying that, Brownie. Now, you better hold on to that negativity and throw it out the window.
I'm an Iowa State fan. We're pessimistic.
Oh, come on.
John, tell the people where they can find you, friend.
You guys can follow me personally, John Grove 02 on X or on Instagram, wherever you guys want to find me. I'm posting a lot of broadcasting stuff lately for our student radio station, Wildcat 91.9 FM. We got a lot of great broadcasts coming up, including the Big 12 men's and women's basketball tournament. It should be a lot of fun. I'll be covering the men's basketball tournament, so it should be a blast. And then I also do a live show every Thursday night at the station. It's called The Cat Attack, and we'll be discussing all things K-State, Big 12, and even some college football stuff, because we gotta have some off-season content at least.
John, I gotta clear something up real quick. Were you born in 2002?
Maybe.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right.
I'm
We're gonna die
getting
someday.
old,
That
man.
sounds like a
We're gonna-
personal question, there, Clint. You
Well, I know he's
asking out
in
for a
college.
date or something? What's going on?
I feel like
I'm
I'm
just-
becoming a boomer every single day.
I know he's in college, and yeah. So I teach high school, and I have kids all the time being like, "Oh my God, I was born in 2011." I'm like, ah. You know, like, what does this mean? Okay, so Caden, tell the people where they can find you, and we'll bring this thing home.
You can find me on YouTube at Caden the Man 614. You know it's 24/7 college football. No rest for the champions. And I think we all know it's no rest in the offseason because when you're a good team, you know you got to get your butt ready to go because you know the next season's coming. So we'll be live streaming Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's on Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am inviting John, Bob, and Brownie, and Clint to my next live stream Saturday and Sunday night. And sometimes I'll go randomly live during the week, but just keep your eyes open, folks. And yeah, I do a lot, mostly Ohio State, sometimes Big 12, sometimes SEC. But you know, I'm shouting out the Big 12 right now because they are looking locked and loaded. And guess what? My playoff contenders list is growing a little full at this point. So find me on YouTube, join my live streams, and yeah, hear what I gotta say. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun and laughs and a lot of insults, but it's no Big 12 insult. But I'll tell you, it's a lot of insults going to Mark, and he can't do a thing about it. So please join the show if you like.
Appreciate you, Caden, and
Thank
please
you,
do
Caden.
subscribe to our show at Big 12 VOCFB. We're doing this every Tuesday night all through the off season. Be sure to tune in next week because next week we're starting our team preview series. Most likely going alphabetical order this year, but we're going to see how it happens. So start tuning into those and follow me on Twitter at Clint_Foster55 and my personal channel at Clint Foster Comedy. And you know, check us out for sponsorships at VOCFB. Until next time, I love you. I hope your team wins.
Woo!
Go Big 12. Have a good week.
All right, see ya. Peace.
Let's go.